A fundamental part to the genetics topic is learning about dihybrid crosses, and this is what this video is going to talk about. So dihybrid crosses involves crossing two genes to look at the inheritance, and then we're looking at the two traits. So basically dihybrid, the term means di, which is two, and then hybrid is basically the traits. Okay, so we're going to look at that now. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just talk through this video because it doesn't really work through Zoom. So the captions will be on. You can read through as I talk through the video. So a dihybrid cross illustrates the potential results from crossing individuals that differ in regards to two traits. In this case, the parents or pea generation differ in both pea color and shape. A plant homozygous for wrinkled green peas is crossed with a plant homozygous for round yellow peas. Because both parents are homozygous for both traits, only gametes coding for wrinkled green peas and the gametes coding for round yellow peas are produced. A diagram of the cross between two members of the F1 generation called a Punnett square is shown. Okay, so as we can see here, we've got the green wrinkled, okay, homozygous recessive and homozygous dominant. We have either the green wrinkled or the yellow round peas. Okay, so this is going to look at the F1 generation. So when the gametes from these peas are combined, all of the offspring in the F1 generation are round and yellow, as we can see here, because dominant alleles are going to mask the recessive alleles. Okay, so the F1 generation, all peas are round and yellow. Because all offspring within the F1 generation are heterozygous for both traits, both the males and females can produce 4 different combinations. Round yellow peas, wrinkled yellow peas, round green peas, and wrinkled green peas. Okay, these are the 4 combinations we can have. So a Punnett square is created to determine the F2 generation that results from this cross. Okay, so these are the 4 combinations. So 9 are round yellow peas, 3 are round green peas, 3 are wrinkled yellow peas, and 1 is a wrinkled green pea. Okay, so very soon we're actually going to look at how we draw a dihybrid cross, looking at 2 different alleles. It's really important for us to do that and have some good practice with it. So a 9:3 to 3:1 ratio exists within the F2 generation. Okay, this is commonly seen, 9:3 to 3:1. Okay, so that ratio actually means we have 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 of the yellow round, 3 of the green round, 3 of the yellow wrinkled, and 1 of the green wrinkled. Mender was able to use this observation to determine the factors that factors are sought independently of each other or other pairs of factors. Okay, and this has become to be known as the law of independent assortment. Okay, so on this next slide, we're going to look at how we actually complete dihybrid crosses. So the dihybrid cross shows us all the possible offspring that can come from two given parents. The cross is based off Mendel's law of independent assortment, which states that the inheritance of one trait does not affect the inheritance of another. Okay, because we're looking at two genes here. Crosses with multiple traits can also help us understand what type of inheritance pattern governs each trait. This is because every cross gives us a specific phenotypic ratio and in how many of the possible offspring will have a specific trait. Okay, so before we looked at the parent, okay, their genotype. Okay, so before we looked at the peas, okay, whether they were round, wrinkled, green, or they were yellow. So this is step one in actually determining the alleles of the gametes that the parents will produce, which is also known as the they will then cross, which will produce the F1 generation. Okay, but these are just the gametes produced from the parents. So basically, we've got the alleles here. We can see, okay, capital R, capital Y. Okay, this is for parent one, which is round yellow seeds. So for us to actually look at the possible gametes, okay, the four that we're going to get, we have to use something called FOIL. Now, you may know this from maths before. You may have learned it previously. FOIL stands for first, outer, inner brackets. Sorry, first, outer, inner, last. Okay, first, outer, inner, last. So first of all, we're going to look at these two different ones. So R and R, it's one. So these are the first one. O, outer, so that one and that one. I, which is going to be the R and the Y. And then the last, which is that last one and that last one, which is that combination there. Exactly the same thing for parent 2. F, little r, little y. O, which is the outer, little r, little y. Inner, little r, little y. And then last, which is the last ones, which is little r and little y. Okay, and that can give us the parent gametes. Okay, so this is just a picture version of it. Okay, so what we're going to do in this case is we're going to look at the peas, and it's pretty much exactly the same picture that was in the video. We're crossing these two peas together, which are the round and yellow, based off this. Okay, and then we're getting this combination here. So we can actually see that by crossing some round and yellow peas, we can actually get some green round peas, we can get some yellow wrinkled peas, and we can get some green wrinkled peas. Okay, let's look at one more example, which is the cats here. Okay, so we've got the one brown cat, which is FFEE. Okay, and then the FFEE, this is the lowercase ones here. The F1 generation is going to be this, okay, based on these two mating. Okay, and here is our combinations of the cats. Okay, it's based on the color and then the eye color itself. So in this case, we should see a 9:3 to 3:1 ratio between the 9 cats of brown cats with green eyes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 brown cats with blue eyes, 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 3 light brown or ginger cats with green eyes, and then 1 ginger cat with blue eyes. Okay, so that is the end of the video. Hopefully you know now how to look at predicting the alleles for dihybrid inheritance.